Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, we're going to be doing some ancient pulls on my alt account. We do have this very juicy event here, extra legendary event coming out of the ancient shard. So if you pull one legendary out of the ancient shard, you're going to get a second one. The rates are the same normal base rates. So only 0.5% chance to pull a legendary from an ancient shard. So that's pretty low chance, but this event or these events in general are pretty good if you know your mercy. Mercy is basically the system that kicks in when you haven't pulled a legendary in a certain amount of shards. So for example, for ancient shards in this case, after 200 ancient shards, if you haven't pulled a legendary, you get a boost of 5% per shard. So if each shard gets 0.5 to start, you get a boost of 5%. That's going to be 5.5 on your first shard after 200. And then they will continue to increase until you pull a legendary. This is really good if you know your mercy, if you're close to mercy, and then an event like this pops up, you're basically getting 2 legendaries for a very good, good price, basically. But I will warn you guys that this event is not really lining up with any other event, so you're basically just pulling shards just for the legendary. You're not going to get any additional rewards. Also, you have to keep in mind that there is a Heroes Path event tomorrow that will be based around dungeon diving and pulling shards. In this case, Plarium probably put this ancient event into the game to maybe entice players to pull ancient shards just before this Heroes Path event, maybe to loosening their grips on some shards so that they have a harder time to complete this Heroes Path event. We don't know any additional details on this Heroes Path event other than that it's just going to be shards and dungeon diving. Maybe there's some kind of bonus on it tomorrow. Maybe ancient shards will get double value, for example, or something along those lines. Usually for a summon rush type of event, which a Heroes Path should be, if it includes shards, it's going to be like the summon rush version. So it's basically going to give you points based on the rarity of your shard. Ancient shards aren't going to be the best to use during a Heroes Path because they're not worth a lot of points. The best will be to use sacred shards, the bigger shards here. So it's kind of interesting to me that they would try to tap people out of ancients, but it is not the preferred shard to use for the Heroes Path, which makes me think there might be some additional boost for ancients tomorrow. Maybe, like I said, maybe a double value for ancients. That kind of makes sense. But anyways, that's going to be something that I want to warn you guys about. Don't watch this video and see that I'm pulling, legendaries and think that you should pull instantly. Because like I said, this event is not the best for people that don't know their mercy. Because you can, potentially pay 200 ancient shards before you can get a legendary. So I don't know how many shards you guys have, but 200 for, this event, 200 for 2 legendaries isn't really that big of a steal anymore. So that's why keeping track of the mercy is important. Make sure you guys use RSL Helper. So this is what I use. RSL Helper here has a shard tracking tool in it. So whenever the game is open and RSL Helper is open, it tracks the shards that you pull. So you can see here, this account hasn't pulled legendary in 159 ancient shards, which means I will be guaranteed a legendary champion, within 50 or 60 shards, which is a good deal. So you get 2 legendaries for 50 or 60 shards, and I have lots of ancient shards here. Sounds like a good deal to me. So I will be pulling on this account only. My main account, I am not pulling because my ancient mercy is very low. So I'm going to sit that one out. And yeah, if you don't have RSL Helper, you guys can keep track with like pen and paper or Excel. It's not as, fancy or anything, but it does get the job done. Okay, guys, in any case, that's going to be it for the talking part. Let's get into some pulling. Just spent 40 million silver to open up 20 slots here. Look at this, 20 million per slot, 600 gems. So I know that general conventional thinking is like you're supposed to use gems to unlock this. A little bit of a segue here, but I have lots of silver, but I don't have lots of gems. So I'm going to use my silver in this case If you have lots of gems, it's a better conversion because you can use the gems to, the gems you use here can't make back 20 million silver. That's why people prefer to use gems. But in this case, I don't have a lot of gems on this account, but I have a lot of silver. So this is just me converting the resource I have abundance of and then using it basically to make sure my account is okay. But yeah, so I had to pay 40 million just for some space, and we'll do some pulls now. Okay, so let's see, nothing else? That's it. Okay, let's go. Best of luck to me. Double legendary pull. I love it. It's the most, super fun event. Hopefully I don't have to go to Mercy. Start off with a sea of blues, and that's pretty normal, right? So, all right, let's go. Boost is on, right? Boost is on. Let's go. Let's see what we get. It's my alt account, but you definitely want to get it early. Let's make some space. All right, I just spent another 60 million just to open up some space. So I spent 100 million silver just to open up some space here. Man, they really got to do something about the stash situation. Yeah, there's just so many champions, so many gear sets. Like, you definitely need to do something there. All right, no more moving stuff around in the stash. Let's get that legendary. Yeah, you can see here, not many epics. Only 3 epics in 30, so not the best rates. We're just pulling for those Legos. Getting close to Mercy here. And more blues. Okay, so we are, I believe, right into Mercy. So you guys kind of see what I mean. Yeah, we're at 199. So I'm going to pull 1 shard at a time. So each shard will start increasing in percentage after this one. All right, so this is our 200th shard. So each one will be increasing by 5%. So this one, the next shard I pull will be 5.5%. So 5.5% chance. That's a 1 in 20. So this one didn't work. So the next one will be 10.5% chance. So this is almost a 1 in 10. Okay, nothing. And then we move on. So this will be 15.5%. Okay, still nothing. Yeah, so I think the furthest I got was maybe like 12 shards in, so that was like 60% chance. So this one is 20.5% chance. So there we go, 1 in 5% chance we hit it, and we got Shaik, the Pack Master. I can't believe this. It's actually kind of funny. Oh my god, an Astrolon. Okay, so it's funny, right? Because we all know that the taunt nerf and the Hydra rework is coming, and Shaik here greatly got hurt by the upcoming taunt nerf, right? Because Shaik was being used as, a taunt champion to basically, neutralize the Hydras from eating your teammates. But now this taunt ability no longer works after the rework next week for Hydra. So Hydra is getting a big rework next week on the 16th. Taunt will not work in the same way anymore. So Shaik basically went from, good in Hydra to hugely not good, or not as good anymore. It would be funny if Plarium was like giving, a boost for people to pull like these champions for this event or something like that. But yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's a dupe for me, so maybe it'll help the faction guardians, but I'm trying to think like where else Shaik can be pretty good. Like, he has a speed aura, which is great. He has this hex ability, which could give him gives the team extra damage when he applies the hex. So that's a pretty good thing. But man, losing the taunt is a really big deal breaker for this guy. Especially for Hydra, because that's kind of where he's going to be good at. He has this block buffs, which is, might be where his value comes from now. But yeah, definitely not as good anymore. Astron, a old Valentine's Day fusion. His kit's kind of dated now. He has a 4-turn cooldown AoE stun. We have 3-turn AoE stuns. Like, think about Arman's. So this is a little bit outdated. This probably should be a 3-turn. He has a single target hit here that ignores a bunch of stuff, but it doesn't ignore Stone Skin because he's such an old champion. Stone Skin wasn't in existence yet. AoE, double hit, decreased defense. He has a partner bonus with Countess Licks. I used him for a long time. I finished the fusion back in the day, and he was like my main nuker for a long time. He looks cool. He was one of the first champion designs with the wings, which was like, whoa, everyone loved the wings. And yeah, I mean, I used him for a long time, but he's definitely dated now. He has good base attack, so he scales pretty well, but his multipliers aren't insane. His single target here, I think, is decent, but this is not an insane move. But yeah, a little bit outdated. Let's check out both would be, you know, faction guardians for me. So let's build up the faction guardians. Sacred Order. Yep, there we go. I actually pulled a 6-star for Astron. 6-star soul. That's pretty nice. 30 accuracy is pretty good, I guess. And an Oryx. Hey. Oh. Did I get his Shayak? Shayak's an Orc, right? Oh, Shayak. Shayak is still in my fragments. I haven't summoned him yet. Oh, okay. So when I summon him, then I will get the plus 10 speed here. I mean, then I'll have to rebuild my Artac. But yeah. Anyways, guys, that's kind of how it goes. You're gonna get, you know, 2 really meh legendaries very often. The, you know, legendary non-void, non-mythical pool is obviously going to be very diluted with meh or bad legendaries. So keep your expectations in check. Don't go crazy unless you're in Mercy. Best of luck tomorrow for the rest of the fusion. And thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.